In 7 days, Tales of Arcadia Wizards comes out. I'm a huge fan of the last 2 parts of the Tales of Arcadia series, The Troll Hunters and Three Below. The character development in the story gives Troll Hunters the title of my favorite TV series. So if you haven't watched it yet, turn this off right away and go watch it right now. You will not regret it. But before we get started into this video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and let's get started. We don't know much about Wizards yet, but here's what we do know. It focuses on the character Deuce. Netflix's description of the show labels Deuce as Merlin's apprentice. The first time we meet him is in fact in Troll Hunters in the episode Night Patrol, when he invites Claire and her friends, Mary and Darcy, to join Battle of the Bands. Another thing we know from the trailer is from the description that conflict is brewing between the human troll and the magical worlds, that there will be a huge battle. Could that battle be the Battle of the Kill-a-Head Bridge? Morgana does appear in the trailer, but it covers up her left hand. Why does that matter? Well, in Troll Hunters, she tells Jim that Merlin uses her left hand to make his amulet. So if we can't see her left hand, we cannot decipher what era of time it will be, if the amulet will be made yet, or if she's still Merlin's apprentice. Now, let's break the trailer down and get the knowledge we can. And the trailer shows Deuce receiving a message from Merlin, telling him that the world as they know it is at stake, and he needs to bring him the heroes of Arcadia. This would imply Jim, Claire, Toby, and now even Steve. When the group goes to Merlin in the next part of the trailer, we can see Steve, Deuce, Claire, and Toby, but Jim is nowhere to be seen in this picture. But we see him later inside a green crystal. Now, I was very curious about this crystal and how we got there. I've been thinking about it for a while, and I finally broke it down to 3 possibilities. First possibility. Jim could have been injured, and they concealed him inside to keep him alive. Trolls heal and live by the Heartstone. It's what keeps them alive. If they never made it to New Jersey, then Jim wouldn't have been able to heal from the battle against Morgana and Gunmar. His wounds were so bad that he basically almost died. The next possibility is at the beginning of the trailer, Deuce receives the message from Merlin. This could be a message from the past or the present, we don't know yet. But for now, we're going to assume it's from the present. The last time we saw Merlin was when he left with Jim and the trolls to find the Heartstone in New Jersey. When Troll Market was destroyed along with the Heartstone, Merlin says he had heard of a Heartstone in New Jersey. First off, where would Merlin have been to hear anything like that? He was assumed dead but asleep for centuries. I think he needed them to go to New Jersey for another reason. This wasn't the first time New Jersey is mentioned in the show either. It is mentioned in Season 1 in the episode Numb Their Enemy, when Blinky is telling Jim the history of trolls. When they left the old world, Blinky says they went to a new strange land, New Jersey. Now, I don't know if Merlin went with them to the new world, but the chances are slim due to Merlin's tomb being in the Ardennes Mountains, which are located in Europe. But even if he didn't, he sent the trolls there, or that is what we were led to believe. So maybe he had the place in New Jersey, or there could have been a gyrosphere path that led them back to Europe. Either way, Merlin has been known to keep secrets in the past and withhold the truth even if it harms others. So him needing them to go to New Jersey, it must have been something to do with Jim and the amulet. From the trailers, it does look like Jim is in it quite a bit, and considering his only appearances in Three Below were only a couple of episodes, he has to say something about his role. Alright, and the third and last possibility, in Troll Hunters, Merlin opens the portal to see the picture of the past, the Battle of Kill-a-Head Bridge. He shows Jim and the others the true fight that took place between him and Morgana. He then tells Jim that he had to stop her at all costs, and he used up most of his magic to do so. He trapped her as long as possible, and we later find out that she had been trapped under Troll Market inside a yellow crystal. Could Jim be encased inside a similar green crystal? The next part of the trailer shows Deuce, Claire, Steve, and Jim fall through the time portal. Now, Toby is nowhere to be seen after they fall through the portal. From the trailer, it looks like he doesn't make it to Camelot. So if Jim is inside the green crystal when they meet with Merlin, we will have to wait until later in the season to watch the long-awaited reunion between these two friends. Once they fall through the portal and into the forest, this is where you get to see the big crystal clearly. The group seems so lost where they are at first until they are surrounded by knights. Moments later, Jim wakes up, breaking through the crystal. They are then taken to Camelot and are welcomed inside the castle, except we see Jim being taken away in a cage. This is probably because he is now in fact a troll. The human and troll race had been at peace until Gunmar and the Gum-Gums wanted to take over the human world. My theory is that this will take place during this time, right before the Battle of Kill-a-Head Bridge. The rest of the trailer shows them racing to get back to their time, showing epic battles and classic characters. Because we are now in the past, we'll hopefully and most likely get to see some of our favorite heroes once again, such as Vindel, Droll, Conjugar, Blinky, Arg, and maybe even some famous changelings. Well, that's all the theories I have from the new trailer. Make sure to comment any theories you had while watching the trailer, and comment which theory was your favorite. Thanks for watching, and remember to keep it crispy.